My name is Eduardo de Leon. I am the owner of Enchanting Wicks and host of the Thought Process podcast. So it started back in 2022. I had a day off from work. I've always enjoyed candles and I bought a DIY kit from a website and I started making my own candles and I really enjoyed the whole process. I learned a lot and I just love the whole idea of making my own candle, a fragrance that I enjoy, and that's kind of how it all started. And one day I pitched the idea to my wife and said, hey, why don't we start a candle business? My kids, my wife were on board, and that's how it all kind of started, right? And on that point, 2022, it took us about 9 months to kind of figure out the whole process of making the candles. We tested a bunch of different waxes, different wicks, different vessels. And from that point, we had to make a decision on what type of candles we wanted to make, right? So we wanted to make the cleanest possible version of a candle. I really like that because, once you're off from work, you want to decompress, you get a nice glass of wine, you're resting, and then there's a nice soothing crackling sound in the background. So we did like that idea, and that's how we kind of picked and chose what type of candle we wanted to make. When we first started the candle business, we chose six different scents. We wanted to get different collections going. The first scent that we went was a woody and earthy scent. Actually, the santal and black cardamom. I really do like that scent. It's very woodsy. It has a nice smoky scent to it, and that's kind of how we started with the scents that we chose. I feel like we're still fairly a new brand. We did start 2023 selling, going to pop-ups, being at the Marin County Fair, Kaylee on the lake. So as we continue to grow, I feel like we still have those hurdles that we try to better every time we make candles, and we always get feedback from different customers, right? We do have repeat customers that have a favorite scent that they come to, but we also have guests or customers that don't really like a certain scent. So when people buy our candles, the feeling I want them to take with them is that they are satisfied with a purchase, that they got a candle that's clean, toxin-free, it's all natural, and it's meant to have a clean burning throughout the whole process. And so that personal purpose came when I first started making candles. When I first started making candles, that's when like I said in the past, I learned that there's different types of waxes. There's, like the most basic, which is a paraffin wax, to a more higher end fine wax. And we just wanted to make the cleanest version of that possible. Right now, there's a couple that comes to mind. They go to Kaylee on the lake and they are return customers every year. I could see them coming from a mile away just because their aura is amazing. They're always using black with all this jewelry, and they're the sweetest people, and they come every time. And Kaylee on the lake is an Irish festival that we've been attending for the second year. It's going to be third year this coming 2026. So it's an Irish festival. They do Irish competitions, dancing competitions. So this is our workstation. We make the perfumes here. We sell perfumes, by the way. We sell room sprays and beard balm. So this is where all the magic happens. Is where we make the labels. This is a lot of stuff I use for content creating, for the Thought Process podcast. The printer for the labels for the candles, all of our bowls for mixing waxes and the scents, all that stuff, backstock for wax, vessels, all the stuff we need. The scents we buy, they're already made. We don't alter them at all, so we just purchase the fragrance and then make the candle. And then the recipe, we going back to when we first started, right? Like those 9 months, like that's how, like, you know, that's the time we used to figure out how much percentage of fragrance we need, types of products we need, kind of like, you know, write it down, make sure we have a solid, I guess, formula, you could say. That way we already know how to make a candle. Same thing goes with the fragrances. We took some time to figure out what accords we were going to mix and match, make sure we liked it, and then came out with the percentage formula, and then that's what we use every time we make that small batch. So I've had multiple co-hosts here at the Thought Process podcast, and one of the things that comes to mind right now is when I talk to MMA fighters. They have discipline. They have a lot of discipline, and that's something that really sticks out to me and that I try to implement into my candle business, into the podcast. Try to be more disciplined, and I feel like that betters myself every time. In any business, I feel like there's, you know, ups and downs, and there's always that question, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I gonna succeed? And one of the things that I try to do is just give it my all, right? I won't know unless I give it a try. So sometimes it might be or look tough that I might not be able to pull through, but, you know, at least I give it a shot, and then I will learn from that if it doesn't succeed. But I just gotta give it that one try, one more time. So as a business owner and a podcast host, I have learned that I need to be very organized. They both take a lot of time and a lot of effort to create the craft. So if you're making candles, there's a lot that goes behind it and very time consuming. Same thing goes with being a podcast host. So I just have learned that I have to be very organized and determined as to when I should be making candles or recording a podcast. That way I have enough time and they don't have to crash with one another. Something that comes to mind is when we expanded our candle collection, because there was a lot of investment that we had to take. There was, like, the fragrances are very pricey. So imagine going from 6 cents to over 30 different scents. It was a very risky move just because we didn't really have the funds at the moment, and we had to kind of make it happen to give people more variety or more options to choose from. We are still fairly a new brand, so I really hope that we're still around in 5 years. But what I want is when people walk in our shop, I want them to smell, you know, the scents that they've always liked, that they've always bought from us, and that we're still around, and that they always have a candle shop to go to for their home fragrance needs. Thank you very much, Woodside Motion Co., for allowing me to showcase my business, my candle business here in Marin County. For our candle shop, you could find us on all social platforms, Enchanting Wicks _Candle Co. And for our podcast, you could find us at the Thought Process Podcast on all platforms.